In this video, we will see how to export the project to send it to the foundry, or maybe to make a 3D printing with it. It depends what you want to do, but whatever, it will be an STL file that you will have to export to make this. So we will see how to export in the next videos, but first of all we have to make some little preparations into the design. So what we have here, I came back to another simple project. So we have here the ring, the final ring here, okay, with the holes inside, and we have the prongs here and the gems, okay. So what I do usually before exporting, I create just a new collection, and this collection will be here the metal for export, okay. And what I will do, I will just duplicate the objects that I want. So I will select the prongs here. So for example, you can select the prongs like that, okay. You have one, then you make Control Shift L, no, Shift L maybe just, and select by material and select the object here, make Shift D to duplicate the object and put them with M into the collection metal for export. Great. So now you can close everything here and focus on what you will have here in the end to export to the foundry. So to make this, you have to verify all your objects before. Normally we did it before making the Boolean operations, but after it can cause some little problems too, so be sure of that. You go into edit mode, you select everything, you make Shift N to recalculate the normals, okay, to be sure that nothing is wrong here. You make here M by distance, okay. So you see that it did remove 14 vertices, so it was important to make. You can go there as well and be sure, be sure that there is no here modifier there, okay. And the last thing here with the select here non-manifold, so you have to deselect everything with Alt A. You go to select here all by thread non-manifold there, and if there is nothing, that is good. For example, if there is a hole somewhere, whatever the place, for example, let's go here and let's tell here there is a problem with a hole at this location, so I will just focus on that and maybe remove this face here, okay. So I remove this face, just like this. And now you can see that if I deselect nothing and go into, I did put it in the quick favorites into the manifold, the non-manifold here, you can see that it will show directly that there is a problem here at this point. So be sure to fix that. When you have something selected like that, you have several ways to fix it. So here it's just a face that is missing, so you just have to use F and to recreate the face, and it will recreate it without any problem. The other kind of problem can be, for example, a simple here surface without any volume into it, so it will select it as well. So if I put non-manifold, you can see that in that case you just have to remove the face, or to remove these two vertices here that were created, and now it will select nothing, okay. Another kind of possibility, it's internal face that can happen, like for example we had already this kind of example together, but let's say I will select these vertices and make a face like that. Let's say you have an internal face like this, so it doesn't show up when you are here in solid view, but if you select here the non-manifold, it will show up like that, okay? And now you can check if there is a face inside, so you can just remove it, just the face, okay? It will make the same thing if there is only an extrusion with only an edge that is alone. So let's tell you have an extrusion like that, okay? So this is non-manifold for sure, and it will show up like that. At this point, you just have to remove the edges, okay? And that's it for yeah, sometimes it can happen to have separate objects, separate geometry, like for example if you make Shift D like that and you just have a line. Sometimes it can happen too if I deselect everything with Alt A and with Q non-manifold. You can see that it will show that like directly. Okay, here in that case I remove the edges. So it's very important to know how to clean up your file in case you have some problems with it. But usually problems doesn't come from the software itself. Usually it comes from mistakes you made during the process of modeling. Like for example, here, let's say you have a circle and you extrude it one time with EZ like that and one time with E, and you make a mistake, you make a right click like this and you tell yourself, oh, there is nothing there, but actually yes, there are some doubles. So if you remake an extrusion here, actually there it will be two vertices at this point, so it will create problems as well with 3D printing. So you see just an example that sometimes a bad manipulation can make errors in your files. So yeah, it's common, so don't be surprised. Even me, I try to not make too much mistakes during my process of modeling, but sometimes it happens that I did forget a face here or there, and it creates a problem. So be sure to clean up, especially the center design that you did model yourself with Boolean operations and everything. You have to clean up that. It's always good to make. Then after, you have to clean the prongs as well. So for the prongs, usually they were made perfectly, so there is no problem for that. But in case, just be sure to just make at least a non-manifold to be sure that there is nothing bad here. Anyway, no, usually it's made by the Jewelcraft, and it makes a good job on that, so no problem for this. Okay, and when you have all your metal for export that is ready, you are ready to export your file. Okay, but I will show you that in the next videos. So first of all, yeah, the model needs some preparation. Put everything in one single collection here, then clean up all your objects inside, and then after, we will see in the next video, because sometimes the foundry or demands that produce the 3D print or whatever wants to have only one object. So here you see that we have several objects and only one object that doesn't cross each other. So it's important to manage that with Boolean operations. So we will see that in the next video. You can use the remesh to make that, and I will show you that in the next video.